Yeah, I think it's a collective effort. I think Brady's work ethic is second to none, and he does a really good job of putting in the work during the week. And within his preparation, right, that gives him confidence, and he's doing a really nice job out there executing the offense.
What does his work ethic look like? What does that entail?
Well, I think first, anytime you're walking the halls 30 minutes before meetings, you're going to see Brady cooking there, right? And that is consistent. That's not just a show. That's who he is. And so he's always in there working. He's asking the right questions. He's asking me questions. Hey, why do we like this specific scheme? Where do you think my eyes should be? So with Brady, we've during the week we do a really good job of having open dialogue.
All that the same last year, this year?
Say that again.
Was all that the case last year as it is?
I'm not. I wasn't here last year, so.
But I'm just saying, as far as what you heard about Brady and his work ethic.
Yeah, no, I think that's been consistent. Yeah, I think he's just playing with a lot of confidence, and he's out there executing and playing fast.
Kirby, how much more have you been able to give him as the year's gone on, like week 1 versus week 8? Or did he have a grasp of pretty much everything?
No, he did. He had a good grasp. I think offensively, we were trying to figure out who we are, right, in those first couple games there, and give credit to our guys. The work ethic during the week, it started in the off season, but really each week, and our offensive staff, they've done a really nice job and working together, and we're just trying to be a balanced attack who is consistent on a weekly basis.
When you got here that first week of practice, did you expect this unit to end up being one of the most explosive units in college football?
I wouldn't say that. I think there was obviously some potential, but there was a lot of work to be done, and again, credit goes to our guys. The work they put in within the off season, within the summer program, fall camp, Coach Baker, the defense we get to go against every day.
Kirby, can you talk a little bit about Luther with him playing the slot? What does that do for him and just giving him favorable matchups, and then also just being able to use him creatively in motion?
Yeah, for Luther, moving to the slot was a natural transition. He does a really nice job in terms of short area routes, quickness, doing some tremendous things with the ball in his hand. And now he's stretching the field vertically in terms of the pass game. And it gives him free access coming off the line.
Have you noticed as the season's gone on, like him drawing more and more attention, and does that free up Theo and Mookie, or have Theo and Mookie produced?
I think there's a little bit of both probably. There's a little bit of attention there with Luther, and then Mookie and Theo have really came on and created some separation within their matchups on the field, and Brady's done a nice job finding them.
How much you've seen those guys improve just the receiver room as a whole, off the ball?
Say that one more time.
How much have you seen them improve off the ball when they're on the target, when they're on?
Yeah. Coach Peeler does a tremendous job emphasizing playing without the ball, playing forward. You'll see plays within games where other guys are catching the ball, or Cody breaks a run, and you'll see a receiver playing forward, which is really good to see on tape.
What has, in your opinion, caused Cody Schrader to go from a really good Division II running back to a pretty good SEC running back to leading the conference in rushing?
Yeah, Cody, the ultimate competitor, getting himself healthy throughout the week, taking mental reps when he's not able to take the physical reps during the week, and his execution is at a really high level right now, and he's playing fast, and he's a real leader within our offense.
Coach, what have you seen from Brady in processing some of the high-low or those Sale-Dagger type reads with some of those guys?
Yeah, he's done a nice job of emphasizing where his eyes need to be, finding safeties and corners and top down on those, and we've done a nice job with some of the posts and flood concepts, and then if it's not there, checking the ball down.
Your first season calling plays in the SEC, just kind of what have been your major takeaways from what you've seen from opposing defenses and how you've had to kind of call games in response?
Yeah, I would say there is a lot of challenges with what those defenses bring. There's a lot of multiple fronts, multiple coverages, and so I think the big thing for us is just focusing on ourselves and what we do well and finding different ways to do that.
Coach, over the offseason, approach and all that, the block down further, obviously this season there's been a handful of chunk plays, in large part because of the further block.
Yeah.
How do you see them develop those blockers throughout the season?
It happens in practice, right? Coach Drink says it quite a bit. Practice execution equals game day reality, and it showed up. One that vividly stands out to me is Kansas State, right? We're trying to throw kind of a bluff play. We check the ball down to Luther, and it's really a tight end. But you see Tyler Stevens playing forward and springing that touchdown on the sideline down the left side.
What adjustments are you starting to see opposing defenses, especially SEC defenses, make to what you guys want to do?
Yeah, we saw a little bit more zone and some cover 2 stuff early in the South Carolina game, and so we had to, work off of that. And then we did a nice job running the ball there in the first half and really ending the game there with Cody and the run game.
What has clicked with the offensive line? They were kind of a work in progress coming out of camp, and obviously
Takes reps, communication. Coach Jones has done a really, really good job with those guys. We've cleaned up the penalties up front, right? Coach Drink bringing in the officials, and they're playing at a high level right now.
How have you seen Brett Northleaf kind of develop as the season's gone on, and then what's just your outlook for him in the future?
Yeah, he's got a very bright future. He is physical for a freshman at the point of attack, and then in terms of the pass game, has really strong hands, good hand-eye coordination, and he's doing a really good job.
Kirby, I think last week you guys basically played, 13 guys on offense. Is that going
Yeah.
forward something you're comfortable with, or was that kind of a one game, just the way that game was going?
I think it's more of how the game played out. I wouldn't say that was the starting point, but sometimes games take different turns, and so that's kind of how it was.
Coach, was there a play in practice in fall camp, or maybe a play in the game where you said, I know this offense is going to be already?
No, it's a constant work in progress, right? That's the big thing for us. It's every day, right? 1-0, making the corrections that we need to. Right now, for us, looking at from a self-scout standpoint, things we got to improve on, and that starts with third down execution and cleaning up the penalties, which we've done a better job of the last couple games.
Coach Vito in the red zone, just how much of a weapon is he when you can get him around the line?
Yeah, the red zone, the field shortens, right? And you don't have as much of the back line there. And so catch radiuses and one-on-one opportunities, Theo's done a really good job with those throughout the season.
Coach, last season, you ran the reverse a couple of times, I believe Jalen Moran or Cropper.
That's correct, yeah.
You've done it a couple of times this season with Brady, and it's worked a couple of times.
Yeah.
Is that something you wanted to implement from the get-go? And I guess we can also talk about the effect that has on defense, especially with Luther as a deeper route guy.
Yeah, there's a balance of that, right? And in terms of you get into those critical moments, right, you want to go to plays that your guys have confidence in and believe that was fourth down, right, versus K-State. It was a play we had worked versus our defense and scored in 2-point situations, so we went to that with that game on the line, kind of there in the second quarter.
As a coordinator during this bye week, what are your biggest priorities that you're focusing on this week?
Mentioned the self-scout piece. We've played 8 games, so you do have some tendencies you want to look at, run pass, motions, formations, continue to look at how we can take care of the ball better, penalties, and third down execution.
Can you give us an idea over the last few months how much of, when you come into a new situation, you've got to fit what you do with what you have here. What's that process? What was that process like, and how much do you think this is pretty similar to what you've done or pretty similar to what they did last year?
It's a blend. It's a blend. Everything happened pretty fast there in the winter. I believe it was 27 days, 18 work days till we started spring ball. And so it was a balance of, hey, this has been done really well. These are things that I think can help us from Fresno and other coaches' experiences and places they've been. And then evaluating that after spring ball, fall camp, going against our defense. This is successful. If this is not successful, why? Can we correct it, or do we need to shelve it? And so there was a balance of that. And we're still constantly doing that throughout the season.
Coach, for you personally, how does it feel to know kind of your side of the ball is alleviating some stress from Coach Drake and Coach Baker as far as what they've got to do?
Yeah. Yeah, we're all trying to do our job, and I think with the offense, give credit to our guys and the offensive staff. That's the biggest thing I would say. We've continued to improve throughout the season, and it's a balance. We're trying to be a multiple offense that attacks.
I know you mentioned sometimes the game flow just kind of happens this way.
Yeah.
Play one guy, but with Cody kind of being banged up, would you like to see more?
We do need to add some depth and kind of get some more guys potentially involved at the running back position.
How does that happen?
I think you just get in the flow. Some drives are shorter than others. Sometimes I probably call tempo plays, which makes it hard to sub. And then there's specific personnel groups where certain guys have to be in. So it's a balance, and we got to, continue to communicate about that.
I know there's a plan for Jamal Roberts to get a little bit last game, but
Yeah.
what have you seen from him, especially as he's coming?
Yeah, Jamal's done a really good job of learning the offense, and he has very, very minimal mental mistakes. He's playing fast. He's a physical runner, and during camp, he did a really nice job.
What kind of level is Jamal Paulson playing at right now?
Very high. Yeah, you look at that left side. I don't know the exact number, but the number of starts that him and Xavier Delgado have had. Connor Tollison's playing at a really high level as well. Those guys, from a communication standpoint, there's a ton of different looks you see in this conference up front. From a pressure standpoint, they are doing a really good job.
Kirby, we talked a lot about Brady. Just what have you seen from the rest of the quarterback room throughout the season? Is they kind of learning from him in this offense and developing themselves?
I would say the quarterback room, they're all each other's biggest fan, which is pretty cool. So when one guy's in, the other guys are there. He comes to the side, hey, did you see this? Did you see that? And they do an awesome job collaborating with each other. And they'll be in there watching film together today before meetings started too.
Outside of the running back room, is there any other players that you want to get more involved in this offense throughout the season?
Yeah, all three of the young receivers, Marquise Johnson, Josh Manning, Daniel Blood, they've showed up throughout camp, throughout this season. The tight ends, right, Norfleet's gotten in there more and more. Jordan Harris is a physical guy who could show up as well.
How soon did you know you had something in Marquise and his ability to stretch the field?
Yeah, it's pretty revealing, right, when you get in one-on-one situations and you're going against very good corners and you call specific routes and he gets on top of guys in a hurry.
How does that kind of help this offense be explosive, having a tight end that's, capable of making plays and blocking and receiving, and then having a deep threat like Marquise Johnson?
Yeah, that's awesome. You can create a bunch of different roles and positions for those guys within formations and versatility, and I think it helps the offense stretch the field horizontally and vertically.
And we heard about Connor Thomas in the offseason and fall camp about how he's really taking steps forward. What is it about his game that you really like?
He has a subtle confidence about him that is very apparent when he's on the field. And it all starts with that center making the calls, communicating, and all five got to be on the same page. That started in spring ball, fall camp, and he's continued to get better and hone in on his craft every week.
Coach, from your perspective, do you think the bye week is coming at just the right time for you to get guys healthy and also go back and self-scout and work on the little things and have an extra week to prepare?
Yeah, I would agree with that statement 100%. We first, self-scout standpoint, areas we need to improve, get some guys back, right? We just talked about Cody getting himself healthy and then get ready for these next 4 games.
As Coach Baker battles for the defense, same thing for the offense, and you know who the next opponent is.
Yeah.
Is there an emphasis on ignore the trophies, ignore the number next to their name, focus on what you see?
The big thing for us is every day is its own, right? And so today there's certain self-scout things we're going to be working on, and we will start to introduce Georgia, yes, but we got to clean those things up in a hurry for this next stretch of games.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.